Hello, Graham. Nice to see you again down here in Hong Kong.
Good to be
here. Overlooking the harbour here. Isn't it an amazing
Beautiful
view?
Victoria Harbour. It really is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to have another bit of a chat with you about the cloud. There's this big move to move information technology applications from our on-premises environment to the cloud. Can you give me some idea about what, as a corporate, we should be thinking about this area?
It's interesting. This came up today, and people were telling me in China there is a lot of concern about the cloud, particularly in Hong Kong. And that generally speaking, people don't want to put any information into the cloud because of security issues.
Okay, right.
So this is a very false economy, because quite frankly, I think in most circumstances, a cloud environment is more secure than an on-premise environment.
Yeah, but obviously there will be concerns because of what happened with NSA and Snowden, and the revelations about the Americans being able to access our data here from Hong Kong.
Yes,
is that unwarranted?
There's no question about it. The NSA issue has really heightened concerns about privacy of data and protection of data. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
But if you properly manage your cloud service provider and you have a proper service level agreement in place with that cloud service provider, you can put in my estimation, a more secure environment than most companies have on premise.
Right.
So it's a bit of a false economy.
And as I understand it, we've got a couple of major service providers now operating this sort of service in the market.
So really, I think there's a polarity happening.
Yeah.
There's the Microsoft Azure environment, which gives you a very complete and looked after environment. You don't have to worry about too many things because they'll synchronize all your data up into the Azure environment. You can run your Office 365 and your other applications in there. You don't have to worry about too much.
Right.
And then there's what I call the naked cloud, which are the Windows.
That's a good term. I like that. So yeah,
the services such as Amazon Web Services and many other web
on-demand type services.
On-demand type services where you can get data storage, you can get compute power, you can get a number of services. But you are you really need to know what it is you want to make sure you administer it properly.
Okay, so how do I overcome? So here I am. I've got my identity management software running in an on-premises environment, and obviously now I've got this ability to run it in the cloud. But how do I get my identity information from my on-premises to the cloud? Is this where federation comes in, or is that one option, or are there multiple options for effectively moving my identity data? What's those?
Federation is something a little bit different, but you're quite right. When it comes to cloud services, managing your identity in the cloud is a major component.
Right.
So you need to be very cautious about how you do that.
Right.
And in some cases, your cloud service provider will take all of your identity information and move it into the cloud. You've got to be very careful about that. I prefer a mechanism where you select what information you need and just put into the cloud the information you need to operate the applications you have there.
Right.
Now, federation comes into it when you want to have single sign-on with different applications. Some may be on-premise, some may be in the cloud, and you want to have a single sign-on feature to all of those. Right. And then you need a federation tool that will allow you to combine the applications you're accessing to your identity.
I read somewhere just recently this American company have developed the proxy authentication server. Where does that fit in this sort of model where effectively I've got my application sitting in the cloud? Where does that whole proxy authentication server model fit?
It significantly facilitates the management of your cloud environment. So you can have a single environment that allows you to manage your on-premise and your cloud environment. It's quite a neat technology.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. I've really enjoyed having you here again in Hong Kong, looking at this absolutely fantastic view. And I think we should also acknowledge the efforts of our camerawoman here, who's done a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Great to see you.